Hi everyone. This is a weird time for me to be recording, but you don't even know what time it is. Um, it is almost midnight. And I stopped what I was doing because you know how you've just had a day where random things have happened that you weren't expecting, and then you finally get in a groove when you're doing work, and then something else happens and you're just I think that's a sign that I'm supposed to be done working or something like that. Like, I have this mouse pad. I have this my with my laptop. I don't sit at a desk. I have the one of those desk laptop things that you put the laptop on, and it's like a desk for your lap, like whatever. And it's got room for a mouse and a mouse pad, and I've had this mouse pad for about 2 years, and I don't it always slips, always slips. And then the mouse pads I've had before that, they would always slip around, and I would think to myself, "What the fuck good of a use is this? I can't even keep these mouse pads, they just slide around." Well, I don't know why, I just looked under this mouse pad and I had the film on there from, when it came in its package. The fucking film that you peel off to make it stick. That's what's been on it for 2 fucking years. What the hell? That's what I've always left on the bottom? Nobody said to take those off. I didn't even know they were there. So that's my sign that I'm done for today. These fucking mouse pad bullshit. And I don't like using that laptop square. That's dumb. Um, so yeah, that is why I am a smart person. Why? Why does this stuff happen? So I thought, you know what? Maybe let me just get on here and do a little chit chat because I need to get some shit out of my head. I'm a little bit scatterbrained. Um, don't worry, I won't keep it too long. So you remember, by the way, I'm still finding spiders. Those fuckers. I didn't find any today. I found one yesterday. They're still fucking parachuting, but they're bigger now. What are they doing up there? Multiplying? What are you eating? You gotta be eating each other. And so these still finding them. But I forgot to tell you that I was talking to Alicia about some research I did on spiders, because of the whole if you listen to a couple episodes back, there was a bunch of them parachuting down from my ceiling. And I found some interesting fact and I was like, look what did you know that a spider can smell between its legs? And Alicia's like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah. And I pointed down my crotch or something. I was like, it smells between its legs. And Alicia's like, that's got 8 legs, right? It doesn't have 8 pussies. And I'm like, oh my God. Duh. It's like people who think aliens have eyes and a face and a human body. We don't know what the fuck aliens look like. I'm sitting here thinking there's just fucking 2 legs on a spider. I don't even know what that alien thing had to do with that, but I don't know, my mind just went to all of a sudden there was a spider, but the spider had 2 legs, and I just thought it was a weird way to explain how a spider smells. Like, what is between their legs? Their nose? I can't understand this. And then none of this is relatable. This is all just very random. I have to get out of my head and move on with my life. Um, so I know everything about our cats. I've mentioned this before. I am on a wavelength with animals. And so I don't know if I've mentioned on here, but the cats are okay. They don't know anybody new is coming, but the cats will be okay when we introduce a new family member. And so I had mentioned that to Alicia because we were talking about cats or something. And she's like, well, isn't it too soon? And I don't know, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, excuse me. Hi. I know what these cats are going through. And they've made it through the worst. And we've gotten into a routine. I know everything about these fucking cats. And it just baffles me. I'm like, haven't you noticed? Oh my God. I'm like, they're going to be okay now. I don't know how to explain that. I know, I feel it. I know that they will be fine with a new family member. I'm not saying that they're going to like the new family member, but, it's not gonna be, like, uh, traumatic or anything for them. Yeah. And I'm thinking again, why don't, like, most people have connections like this with animals? That's weird. Like, and I don't know. I don't know if this is, like, normal or whatever. Well, I would assume that parents do this for kids, and I don't have kids, so cats is as good as it gets, and it's as good as it will only get. And so I just monitor everything they do, and I don't even realize it. Like, maybe I'll be out in the kitchen, like, we're trying this new IAMS food, and they look like they're living again. They were, that oh my god, what was it, Purina One? Fuck that, man. What was going on with that brand? Um, I don't know if I was supposed to share what that brand was, but and it doesn't matter. But anyways, and so like if I'm in the kitchen doing something and like one of them is over by their food bowls, I like will stop what I'm doing and I just kind of watch them eat. I watch how much they eat. If they're drinking water, it's just like you're keeping tabs on these other living things in your house. Um, I'm the only one really doing that here. Whatever. I just thought everybody did it. So it's so fucking weird. I'm like, you didn't notice when Morpheus did that thing the other day? As if like these animals are fucking people. They might as well be to me, but anybody out there like have like or like that kind of a connection with like their animals? I don't know. Like we don't understand each other. We don't talk to each other. I'm talking about me and the cats. Um, you know, we don't do any mind talking or anything, but it's just like you have a sense of like what's going on with them, and I don't know, without any obvious exterior signs on their part. I don't fucking know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm gonna move on. Yeah, so fuck people who don't have that kind of a connection. Oh wait, no, I don't mean it like that. And some of you may not. I don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I just maybe I perhaps mean, fuck the people that like to make fun of the people who like to have these serious connections with the animals, and we feel like our pets are our family members because they are. And I will never ever understand why somebody thinks that's weird. You can't call your dog your family member. It's just a dog. Well, that you have no soul, motherfucker. Your soul's dirty. How can you say something like that? All honesty, I have a couple of gummies going on in my body, but I'm sorry, that's not professional. I don't feel high, but I can feel like it's helping me hyper focus, but it wasn't earlier, and here we're at with whatever I just said. So another thing that was just in my brain that needs to come out is look, I have to say this just so I can move on with my life. When we drive on the highway, you know how I drive? There's 2 lanes, right? Like, at least where I live. Fuck those places that have, like, 5, 6 like, Hawaii had, like, 8 lanes, I remember as a kid being in the back of the seat, like, "Oh my god, we're gonna die." Like, how do people drive like that? 8 lanes? Sorry for the yelling. But like 2, right? The left, I don't know what it's like in the other countries, but I would assume that like one of the lanes is the fast lane and then, for passing. And then the other lane is for just like not passing and regular driving. And I have always been irritated with people who just cruise the fast lane, not passing anybody. Sometimes not even speeding. It doesn't matter what their speed is. They just stay in that lane. And it pisses me the fuck off, and Alicia's one of those people. She just drives in the fast lane, and, like, I have prepared for driving my like, I there's this whole thing that used to go into, like, when I would drive, like, having to go half an hour to and from work, like, you stay in the slow lane because cops will spot you immediately if you're in the fast lane. Like, I mean, there's all this shit that goes into it, but, like, you're only supposed to use that lane to pass. That's the rule, right? And, like, I just wanted to say that because it's so fucking annoying. Like, and I'm always like, "Oh my god, I'm just the passenger," but, like, if you get pulled over, it's like we both of us are pretty much getting pulled over because 'cause I'm married to you, but I'm not paying whatever, like, fine, you can pay that because I follow the rules most of the time. Please, if you're gonna go to the fast lane, pass and then get the fuck back over. I don't get it. Okay. What else is going on? I've had a couple of relapses. Um So, like, I went on this Outshine popsicle kick, I don't even know, 2 years ago now? I think the last time I had grape, because I bought the fuck out of the grape flavor. Last time I had that, um, was right after my surgical hysterectomy surgery thingamadingy, and Alicia brought me home, and it was nighttime, and I don't know why I remember the exact scene. Why does my brain do this? And I was like, "Oh my god, give me that grape popsicle." And didn't even get like halfway down, and I barfed it up. I'm like, "Oh," because I had just had surgery, and and it was like one of those things where when that happens, like, that's it. That's gonna go away now. I am no longer wanting anything to do with these fucking popsicles because that's all that's going to make me think of, and I'm not gonna enjoy them anymore. So I was like, well, saving myself some money. This is out. And I thought it was one of those ones that's never gonna come back because some of them do. Um, so let's call it a relapse, I guess. Oh god, relapse on popsicles. So yeah, I can just say I'm only on my second box of grape popsicles, but I've also thrown in the coconut now because I like the texture. It's nice and smooth, and I like things that have things you can eat, and it's got little coconut flakes. So that's kind of in there now. And I've also relapsed on Alanis Morissette. Oh my god. Like I have, like, her in my ears, like, when I'm working, I've got my headphones on, and it's just Alanis Morissette music, and I'm like, "Oh my god, like, this is making me work so much better." It's fucking weird, and now I'm sitting here like, "Oh, what's her husband up to?" Like, and now I'm listening to his music on Spotify. I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" I'm back down the rabbit hole, but I don't have time for rabbit holes right now. And is that a relapse, or is that just I don't know. I haven't thought about Alanis Morissette since yesterday, but you know what I mean. Um, I'm not looking up tons of information, but oh my god, this is ridiculous. I was just turning into a special interest again. Oh, I have new addictions. Gushers. That fucking, I'm just eating chemicals. I know it. They taste so good. Oh my god. There's this box. What do they have? 6 pouches. I ate all of them in one sitting the other night and took like a big shit. I know that's immature. I know. Sorry if you just clicked off by. Thank you for listening up to this point. I took the biggest fucking dump. I had the worst pain in my stomach, and I'm like, oh my god. I am never eating gushers again. What's wrong with me? I'm fucking eating this shit in my 40s. Like, no, no more. And then the next day I wake up, I'm like, damn, I want gushers. So like I've been eating a bunch of those, and now I have, like, fruit snacks, like those Welch's fruit snacks. I'm like, "Ooh," it's like I'm a kid. Um, so I hope that those addictions go away soon. And so me and Alicia had therapy today, and my therapist, Tia, finally admitted out loud that she's a hot mess. She literally said, "I'm a hot mess," most of the time. Because, like, it was what our appointment was at 3 o'clock. I know she gets there at like noon to start her day. And I was assuming, like, I mean, I know people work different hours, but we go in there. I assumed that she had met with a couple of people. We have our session, and then, we go to hand her the card to pay, like you use the little thing you stick in your phone to like swipe the card. And she's like looking around for it. I'm like, well, didn't you just use it? And she's like, no. And then she's like looking and looking, and her desk is just like so messy. It's always been messy. And I'm thinking to myself, I would not lose something so important. It's something that can give you money. How do you misplace that? No fucking way. And I was just like, I think I said, like, "Are you a hot you look like a hot mess today." I know I said it first, and she just admitted it, and I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "It's like most of the time, right?" I think I said something like that. She's like, "Yeah, it's most days." And I'm like, "Oh my god, I was so fucking right about her. Maybe she's neurotic. Maybe she's not an ordinary person." And she's a very good masker. Who knows? But she's my therapist. I'm not trying to figure her out. She's trying to help me figure myself out, but she said it out loud that she's a hot mess and just confirmed it. Thank goodness you're a good therapist, and because she is, but like, you just look at somebody's desk at work, and that just tells you a lot about someone. It's no different than walking into somebody's house, and depending on the state of affairs, Anyways, I'm gonna leave you with a little tidbit. I live in New York, and there were fucking, like, tornado warnings today. What? Like, Syracuse? Like, what the fuck is doing? Like, we don't get warnings like this. I've lived here for over, I don't know, not over, about a decade. And there's been like maybe a couple, and they're like maybe twice during a season, and it's only July. And I'm like, are you serious? And so, if you leave your house today, I hope you don't get swept away. What the fuck am I even talking about? Now the marijuana is kicking in. I'm so sorry. But you know what? I think I talked better this episode, didn't I? See what that pot does? Oh my god. But anyways, so like we're getting tornado warnings. We even got them in session. Like all three of our phones, me, Alicia's, and Tia's phones went off with like "Rah," like that thing, and it was like hide in the basement, get to low shelter, and I'm like, we're looking at each other. I'm like, really? Like, really? We're gonna do this? Is this for real? Then I'm like, how the fuck do people in the South do this? Like, don't they get these regularly? Like, how are they okay with, like, maybe my house will get swept away this year, maybe it won't. And I'm not trying to be ignorant. I know there was, like, hurricanes that do this. I'm just saying, like, I don't understand. I would be so afraid to live in the South and anywhere that these things were regular. And then we just decided, no, we'll just go ahead with the session. We're almost done. Like, what the fuck? And so in my mind, I started getting these notifications on my phone earlier today from our weather people. And I think of like Twister, that movie with Helen Hunt. Like, isn't there like a new one out and they think it's different because they added an S? Like, what is that all about? But, anyways, one with Helen Hunt. When I heard tornado, and I know that that's kind of rare here, I thought, like, oh my God, our house is going to go. Like, I legitimately, I don't know. I don't know what this kind of weather does. And I'm like, "Oh my god, I'm so scared." And they kept coming in like different areas throughout the day, had warnings and whatever. Um, it was just like, oh my god, like that's so scary to me. And then like we're out driving and I'm like, aren't you worried? Because Alicia's driving and she's like, no, I don't understand. So I asked her a bunch of questions about tornadoes, and it turns out that like they do damage, but they don't just like there's different levels of them. Oh my god, like, why does my mind just go to worst case scenario? Because like, when I started getting these notifications, my mind went to Twister and remember the cow flying, and then I'm like, "Okay, the cats, I don't know what to do with them," but, like, I started planning. I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" But anyways, we leave the house not the shut-ins, and I'm more than halfway to being a shut-in, but, like, when you go outside, did you ever think that when you go outside, you don't know if you're coming back, you know? Like, you could get swept up by a tornado or something. Like, you leave your house, you assume you're going back home, but you don't know, you might not. What am I fucking talking about? Thank you for listening. I hope nobody's listening at this point. 18 minutes? That felt like an hour. Don't do drugs. I hope this was related to autism. Bye.